Mario Kart is a reflection of life. Sometimes you do everything right, you're on the final stretch, and you get comboed with a red and blue shell. And as someone overtakes you, you get hit again. And again. And as soon as you get your momentum running again, you get knocked off. And as you sit there thinking it can't get any worse, you get kicked into the mud. Sometimes things just don't go your way, and there's nothing you can do about it. You get absolutely Mario Karted.
I was throwing forward. No, I'm getting Mario Karted!
And understanding this is a great thing. Let me explain. Life isn't like chess. It's more like poker. There's not always a clear set of plays you can make to guarantee a win. There is an element of luck. Sometimes you can have 3 nines that give you a 90% chance of winning, and then that final card goes down and it just flips the odds completely the other way. You might be wondering how this relates to Mario Kart. Let's look at Daisy again. This track is DK Mountain, and the finish line is just after the bridge. Odds of her winning? Well, she has the defense item and is essentially less than 100 meters from the line. Pretty good. If I had to place a bet, honestly, I think her getting a top 5 position would be a very safe bet. Unfortunately, we know how this ends for her. I realize this sounds kinda negative, but understanding these situations will help you navigate life. And this is something I do genuinely believe. See, there's 2 things that determine how our lives turn out: the quality of our decisions and luck. And this brings me onto a word that I believe perfectly represents Mario Kart and life: probabilities. So from here, I'm going to focus on Mario Kart just to help keep things easy. I do believe that Mario Kart does require skill, but let's be real, there is an element of luck in this game. There are a lot of variables at play: the items you get, the items your opponents receive, the driving lines you and your opponents take, just to name a few. Trying to keep track of all the potential variables and plays is borderline impossible. So what can we use to help us? Let me introduce you to the probabilities bell curve. Now, the base represents the odds of getting a first place finish in a race online in a general lobby, with the far left being 0.1% and the far right being 99.9%. Because in life and Mario Kart, nothing is ever 0% or 100%. Now, a brand new player would be placed somewhere here on the left. The probabilities of them getting a first place finish is low, but it isn't impossible. The luck element plays a much bigger role here on the left side of the bell curve. Now, this is the cool part. How can we climb this curve to help put the probabilities in our favour of winning? Well, we can do this by improving our skills. As we learn the game's basic mechanics, item functions, drifting, trick jumping, purpose of the coins, we can climb into where the average player sits, improving our odds of getting a first place. But what if we want to climb even higher? Well, we play more. We fine-tune our skills, we memorize the tracks, we learn about shortcuts, we understand the importance of sitting in second place. And the more we learn, the more niche mechanics we master and implement successfully, the higher and higher we climb. You might be sitting there thinking, Mario Kart is almost purely luck. There's no way you can consistently place first with the luck of items. If you're thinking this, I suggest going to watch Shortcut's video when a 99,999 VR player shows up. It shows that no matter what happens to this player Neo, he is consistently getting first, and when he's not, he's comfortably placed into the top 3. So let me bring this back to Daisy. Is there anything this player could have done to put the odds better in her favour? Maybe sitting in second place, but she was already hit by a blue shell earlier in the lap. Does this mean that the odds of the second blue shell were quite low? I mean, maybe, but it wasn't 0%. Sometimes it's just really difficult to reassess a situation because maybe there was just nothing that could have been done. And if some things were done differently, we just will never know the variables surrounding the different decision making. All you can do is make the best possible decision in the moment to help put the probabilities in your favour. I want to put this particular situation back onto the more experienced Mario Kart players. What could have been implemented, if there is anything, to help the odds of this Daisy player getting first, or even a top 5 finish? If you've made it this far, thanks, I appreciate it. But I think it's important to pass on 2 main points. 1. While luck plays a part in our life, we can help reduce the impact it has on us by developing the necessary skills and mindset to navigate situations. And 2, as Shortcut put it in one of his videos, it's important to sit back and chill when we get Mario Karted, because if we can't accept when we get Mario Karted, then we can't fully appreciate the good moments when they come by. Sometimes luck will work in our favour. It's just the nature of the game and life. And to bring you back to reality, you might sit there and whinge and complain about a blue shell, but I can almost guarantee that at some point you have been this Toad player and have been on the lucky side of someone else getting Mario Karted. And let me guess, you probably deem that as skill and not luck. Just a little thing to think about.